Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day, and you can see I'm all decked out for the holidays. If you were watching Friday, you saw maybe at the end that Lisa gave me this shirt, so this it's fantastic. Look at this. The only thing is, I can't go out in the rain with this. I might get electrocuted. So I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment. On our show today, we're going to be bringing you a segment with OC Hospice as well as Project Thrive. You know, their new initiative starts up in January, the Kindness Project, and then a segment with RadNet and the Orange County Sheriff's Department. Now, there are no meetings. In fact, the next meeting is not until the new year. So I think it's, I forget what exact day it is. I think it's probably the day after, so January 2nd, I think is the first meeting. So obviously we'll tell you about that when that comes up. Now, as far as the weather goes, well, unfortunately, it's unusual for us to have a rainy Christmas, right? It really is, especially a cold, rainy Christmas. Well, that's what we're going to be having. And the way this is going to play out, this should be the heaviest day of rain. And in fact, when I left my house this morning, we already had an inch of rain. It was pounding overnight. So we're going to be moderate to heavy rain throughout the day. It looks like it might lighten up if you're watching us in the morning, maybe around noontime, but then get a little bit heavier late afternoon into the evening. It'll spill over into Tuesday. Things might clear up a bit on Christmas Eve. You know, might see a little sunshine. And then overnight into Tuesday, there shouldn't be too much. Again, these storms, there's actually 3 storms going on here that, you know, could dance around a little bit. But do expect light rain on Tuesday. And then Christmas, we're looking at maybe a little bit of light rain in the morning, but then more rain as we get into the afternoon and the evening. So like 3, 4 o'clock. Again, that could change. And then it goes overnight into Thursday. And then probably by Thursday afternoon, all this will be out of here. Mostly sunny on Friday. It's going to be nice, although cool. Look at those temperatures. How many times have we had Christmas that's 80 degrees, right? That's not unusual. This is actually more unusual to be this cold and rainy. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. And then as we get to the weekend, next weekend, it's looking pretty good. Can't tell you yet what New Year's is going to look like, but I just can look at today and you can see a decent amount of rain. If we've already gotten, at least at our house, an inch by now, I wouldn't be surprised 1.5 inches to 2 inches total. Here we are around everywhere you go. Cool weather, obviously a Big Bear area, and the mountains are getting a dusting of snow up there because this is a cold system. Even Palm Springs, only 64 degrees, rain throughout Southern California. And then, as I said, scattered rain tomorrow, and Christmas is just a matter of you know, how much comes in and when. But as I said, this will trickle over into tomorrow. Then it might clear up for a little bit. And then maybe a little bit of scattered showers Christmas morning, but then a little bit more heavier stuff comes in or due to come in right now, late afternoon and until the evening. So be prepared for that if you have to go anywhere because, you know, obviously not only the normal holiday traffic, but now you throw in the rain and if you're going to the mountain areas, you're going to need chains for sure. All right, well, this was a great celebration on Friday. Irv Picken, can you believe this gentleman on Friday turned 111? And, you know, what's so interesting about this, he was born in 1908. What this gentleman has seen throughout his lifetime, and you go back to 1908, very few homes in the United States even had electricity, unless you were in urban areas at the time. So he saw that. He saw the advent of the automobile, of flight, of he's gone through 2 world wars. It's absolutely incredible. And you kind of wonder, somebody born today, the next 100 years, are they going to see that much change? I don't think so, because going from barely having electricity throughout the United States to what we have now is just incredible. And this man has seen it. All the presidents he's gone through, the world wars, as I said, the change, you know, from no flight at all to going to the moon to the space shuttle and all. So he was honored, by the way, not only by the Thrive Project. He got accommodations from the city of Laguna Woods. He got it from the state assembly. He got it from the governor, and he got it from the president. Accommodations and letters from all of them, certainly well-deserved. And they did say that They do believe he's the oldest man in the United States. I think there's a woman that might be a year older than him, but he is 111, the oldest man in the United States, and obviously one of the oldest people in the world. Absolutely incredible. So I hear he still goes down to the gym daily and works out down there, and just amazing. And when the boys choir were singing to him at one point, he started singing along with them. So very nice. And there's Jeff Parker, of course, reading some of those combinations for him. So hope we see him around for another year. We'll be celebrating his 112th birthday a year from now. All right, we'll be right back.
Always be happy and healthful. So that's from the State Assembly woman. So appreciate that. Our next one, we just ratcheted up here. We have a letter for you from the Office of the Governor and to Irv Piken. As you celebrate your 111th birthday, I'm pleased to join you and your family and friends in offering you best wishes of a memorable occasion. Congratulations and all the best wishes for a fantastic year. Signed, Governor Gavin Newsom. And last but not least, we reached out to the Washington D.C. To see if you can get recognized for this great achievement to live to 111. And this is a card from President of the United States, Donald Trump, and he even signed a picture for you, so you get to have that. So he's got a signed autograph picture, but this is from the White House. Happy 111th birthday. Congratulations on this wonderful occasion. We hope your heart is filled with joy knowing you have experienced our nation's greatest blessings and the affection of your loved ones over the long, well life that you have lived. We are delighted to join you and your family and friends in wishing you continued good health and happiness. Signed, Donald Trump and Melania Trump. So congratulations.
Jacobson McCall have created Agent 55, a real estate firm focused on 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 and the marketing technology allows us to deliver even more to buyers and sellers.
Everyone respects Kelly's over 30 years experience as a top sales producer and trusted expert within 55-plus communities.
Agent 55 has great knowledge of Laguna Woods.
Agent 55 offers something powerful and unique. We guarantee it. Ask us how.
Thank you for joining us. Today I have Dr. Judy Rose, who is the National Director of PET CT for RadNet. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for interviewing me.
So tell me exactly what a PET CT scan is.
Well, PET CT scan is a specific piece of equipment that's a marriage between a CT scan, which is an anatomic picture of a patient, and a metabolic picture, which is the PET portion. Those two are two different modalities that are put together in one scanner and show us both anatomy and function or physiology of the patient. And that means for a patient who we're looking for cancer, which is the major reason for doing a PET CT, we can see metabolism of the cancer. We can see how it's functioning, not just a change in size, but is it actually an active cancer or a non-active cancer?
Okay. And then what can a patient expect when they're having a PET CT exam?
Well, the patient will arrive at the center with a certain set of instructions. Because we're going to be injecting something that's a radioactive substance, but it's actually sugar. So we have to have you be without any food or water for at least 6 to 8 hours, because if you eat a candy bar, that sugar will interfere with the sugar that we give you and our ability to see the cancer. So when you come in, you'll have a PET CT technologist who is a specialist in performing this exam, and they will give you an injection, an intravenous injection of radioactive sugar. Now, it takes about 45 minutes for that tracer to localize in the cancer and in some normal structures. So we do see your brain because you need sugar to think and talk, and we do see your heart because it's very active in the muscle for pumping blood. So we see other organs, but to actually get to the cancers, it takes about 45 minutes of uptake time.
Oh.
During that time, you will be in a room with a magazine and a television, and you'll be able to just rest while we wait for the uptake time.
Okay.
Then you'll be brought in where the equipment is. It is actually similar to a CT scanner in that it has a donut, it has a hole, and you have to go through it. And the length of time it takes depends how tall you are. So if you're very tall, it's going to take a little bit longer because we have to go all the way from your eyes all the way down to about your knees. And if you're short like I am, it's going to not take as long.
Oh, I guess the short ones have the advantage.
Yes. So in general, most scanners 20 to 25 minutes. But your head won't be in it, but very, very short period of time.
Okay.
The rest of it will be down from your eyes down.
All right.
And then you'll be free to leave, and there'll be no side effects afterwards. You won't feel funny. You can go out for lunch, and you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Now, you said they had to be free of food and water for 6 to 8 hours. Is that just a fasting the night before?
Yes.
All right, perfect. And then what advantage is there to undergoing a PET CT scan other than what you've already mentioned?
Well, traditionally and still, many oncology patients are studied with traditional CT scans, mostly of the neck, chest, abdomen, and pelvis. When you look at a CT scan, you're looking at only size and sometimes changes in the shape of a tumor, but that could be, if that tumor is treated, it may still be growing as it necroses, but it doesn't mean it's an active tumor. Or it could be a very small mass. CT interpretations are done by size, so you could have a very small lymph node or a place that the tumor can spread to that's below 5 or 8 millimeters, and it would be considered normal on a CT scan. But once you add in the radioactive sugar, we don't have that problem because we can see that the sugar is metabolizing in the site of the tumor. You can only do that if you have the test done as one entity. So it's much better for the doctors, because the referring doctors, because we can monitor your treatment. So if you have a PET CT study done at the time of diagnosis and you undergo treatment, whether that be surgery, radiation, or chemotherapy, we can tell if you're responding to the chemo, or if you or whether the tumor was completely resected at the time of surgery. Because if there's metabolism or sugar left, there's still tumor that needs to be treated, or you may not be responding to the type of chemo that you're currently administered.
Okay. And then in which clinical situation would a PET CT scan be administered?
In almost all cancers, it is now approved and used for initial staging. That means at the time you present, to be sure. So if you come in and we see something on your chest x-ray or CT that has a mass, we don't know if it's just confined to the chest. So we will, about 40% of the time, we will upstage the patient. So they come in and they think it's local disease, but it is not local disease, which completely changes management. Right. The second indication is once you've had either surgery or you're on therapy, to monitor the response to the treatment. And so we do it in follow-up to determine whether we see any more cancer, or the patient is or is not responding to treatment, so it needs to be changed.
Okay. And then we talked about radiologists in another interview that we had. What kind of radiologist would be specific to this type of exam?
Well, it's a very difficult exam to interpret, and it should be done by what we call an oncology radiologist or an oncologic radiologist. That is someone who is training in both the anatomic imaging, which is CT, but also in the metabolic or physiologic part, which is PET. So it should be a radiologist who can interpret both of those exams, and that is a PET CT.
And the PET CT or the PET exam itself is used for all different types of things.
It's used mostly for cancer. There is some work we do in cardiology, and we do a lot of work in neurology, particularly in the field of Alzheimer's.
Oh, that's great. All right. Well, thank you so much for the information. It was very nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
And remember, if you want additional information about what we just discussed, please visit radnet.com.
Hi, I'm Vince Ferragamo. I spent some of my best years as an NFL quarterback, but today I've got a new team, and we're helping seniors who spent their best years fighting for our country, defending our freedom, and informing the nation. Our hometown heroes need help. AgeWell Senior Services is their lifeline. Nonprofit AgeWell can do all of this because you care enough to give. Please join me in supporting AgeWell. Donate today.
Welcome back. We have Cindy Whitney here, who is going to talk to us about the Thrive Project. Hi, welcome.
Thank you very much, Lisa. Nice to see you today.
You too. And, you know, I know that you're more on this side than this side, so now we get to interview you.
Yeah, right, I know.
Although we're not talking about your show, but we are talking about Thrive, which you're a big part of.
I am. I've been with Thrive for a couple of years, and it's really exciting because there's we worked on the Centenarian Project, and there's really exciting things that you get to do working with the Thrive Project, and we're here to talk about one of those things today.
Well, good. Well, it's a kindness project, right?
It is. We're rolling something out for the entire year of 2020, and it is a kindness project. It's an opportunity to encourage people to perform selfless acts, because kindness is basically doing something for someone with nothing expected in return.
Okay.
And so both people benefit, actually. You benefit by being a person generating this kind act, and of course, they will benefit from it as well in a lot of different ways, and we're going to talk about that.
That is really a nice thing, and that's going to be for the whole year. Now, you said that there's sort of a backstory here. How did this come about?
Well, there is. Well, it started with Joan Milliman, because she's kind of our resident researcher, and she came up with the idea of, you know, she's always looking for things that Thrive can do to be of benefit to our residents.
Okay.
And she thought, well, how about kindness or forgiveness or something like that? So we landed on kindness, and in researching kindness, we realized that right up the freeway from us is the city of Anaheim, known as the City of Kindness.
Ah.
So Eileen Paulin in our marketing and communications area knew someone there. So we went and researched their kindness project.
Okay.
And it goes back to 2002 when there was a young girl, Sofia Jajewski. She unfortunately was in a terrible car accident and she lost her life. Her father was, you know, very distraught, and he was going through her personal belongings, and he came across all of these drawings that she had done of rainbows with these words about kindness on them. He was so moved by them, he copied them and he posted them all over the city of Anaheim. And they noticed an uptick in kind gestures and behaviors. Something was happening because of these posters that he put up. So, okay, that was 2002, but along the way, things started to happen in Anaheim. There was an uptick in crime. They had major crimes, you know, robberies, assaults, murders. They had, you know, just other types of normal crimes, you know, vandalism and things like that, gang violence, and bullying in schools and workplaces, and just a culture of incivility. And so one of the council members, Tom Tate, said, I remember those kindness posters, and I'm wondering if I ran on the platform of kindness, what would happen? Well, he won the election.
Oh, wow.
He won the election, and so he put out this whole program. He went, of course, and worked with people and said, how do we go about doing this? What are the areas of greatest need? Homelessness is an area of greatest need. Crime, of course. You know, working with people to, you know, instill these feelings of giving and, you know, understanding one another and connecting with one another. And before you knew it, it was about 1.5 to 2 years later, bullying went down, test scores and homework assignments were done, and kids were getting along better in schools. Crime was reduced. Everybody, you know, emergency preparedness for somehow got strengthened because people were connecting with other people. They knew they were there, and when something happened, a fire happened, they were able to reach out to these people. There were so many benefits of having kindness. People's health got better. Their anxiety levels went down. Their blood pressure was reduced. Loneliness, you know, loneliness is a very bad thing because it can lead to depression if people, you know, lose their independence and become lonely. So many benefits. So we invited him here. Tom Tate came and he spoke to us about a month ago.
Okay.
told us the whole thing. He was so generous with his time. And so we said, we've got to do this because, of course, our community is different. We're not the city of Anaheim, but we have different needs here.
Right.
How will it look here? So that's what we're working on.
Well, I would imagine now we had a psychologist on the other day who was talking about loneliness and depression, especially this time of year. So as a whole of our community, what would you say some of the general issues are when it comes to loneliness?
Well, I mean, people, when they begin to, as I say, they lose their independence. Sometimes I talk about this and I say, there are a series of micro losses sometime when we age, and in this time of our lives. It's a wonderful time of life, but you know, none of us is from here. So let's assume that we've lost the home we used to live in.
Right.
Generally, we're not working, so we lost the job we used to, not lose it, but we don't have it anymore. So our identity sometimes was linked with that. So we're losing a little bit of our identity. Maybe we've lost some of our finances. There's these little losses. Maybe you lost a little bit of your hearing. Maybe you lost a little bit of your mobility. Maybe, you see what I mean? There's all of these things that begin to change, and none of us has been this age before. So we're trying to deal with it. So there's the issues of struggling to find out what we can do, because that's what we're trying to focus on. What are the things I can still do and be good at and enjoy? And so there's this balance that we're always trying to achieve day to day.
Right, exactly. And then I had read an article actually this morning that was talking about how we should go a little easy on the people that are around us, because we don't know what they're going through, right, on a regular basis. Just all those things you just mentioned, plus maybe they lost a loved one, or they're struggling in a marriage, or whatever the case might be. You just don't know. So I think that's a great idea. Tell me about when and what are some of the things that you're looking for from the community?
Well, we're going to follow the Anaheim model, and we're going to reach out to the boards and other clubs and different groups and find out, is there an area of greater need? And we can sort of start there. But we're not going to wait for that. We're going to go out and we're going to have speakers. I'm going to do a class. I'm putting it together now. It's a workshop on reframing, because reframing is that looking at something differently, changing the content or the context of something so you feel differently about it. I'll give you a weird example of that, and one of them is, I have a crepe myrtle tree, and the first 2 years I lived in Laguna Woods, I hated that tree because it was the messiest darn tree I ever saw in my life, and dropped everything in my patio. Hate that tree. 8 months of the year is always dry. And then I said, stop that. You have this beautiful tree that in the spring, these little buds bloom and hearken the coming of spring. You have this pink blossoms that carpet your patio. In the fall, you have these golden yellow leaves. So it's like you have seasons because of that tree. And I started looking at this tree so differently, and I love that tree now. And even when there's nothing on it, the bark is beautiful. So taking something and turn it around and look at it in a positive way, you'll feel better about things. And the other thing is changing the way we speak to people. That's a way that you can generate kindness, is don't be mean-spirited. The first thing you say to someone or in talking to them, you shouldn't be angry or hostile. You know, there's other ways to communicate things. So, you know, we'll look at how do we reframe everything.
And when do you plan to have that class?
I'm finishing it up, so I would say probably won't be for a couple of months. But you know, I just want to make sure, and I want to make sure there's interest in it, and maybe I'll get some input from people too, because I'd like to know what they'd like to have in the class. So, and you know, it's not just limited to human beings. We'll reach out to the cat and dog clubs and say, you know, we can be kinder, I mean, because our animals are always kind to us.
Yes, oh, that's right, unconditionally.
Unconditionally. So we should do that. And you know, we want to make sure that the social infrastructure of our community is healthy and sound, and we can do that by being kinder to each other. And we're going to have some things that we're going to have on. We're going to promote. One of them is books. We have some books that we're recommending. I contacted the library, and they're going to see if they can get some books that they can recommend too. Books on compassion and books on.
Oh, that's cute. How full is your bucket?
And that's an interesting
That's a
one.
good one.
That's saying, you know, associate with people, be around people that fill your bucket, that make you feel good, not people that dip into it and make you you feel bad. So get your bucket full. And then we're going, because of the generosity of Village Television, we're going to have some wonderful films that are going to be on in the month of February, because February is, Valentine's and all about love, and so these are movies about kindness, and Patch Adams and Snow White and Homeward Bound, Dead Man Walking, Amelie.
Oh, that's great.
And so we've got some really good films that will help remind people. There's a lot of different ways to be kind.
Right.
I mean, we can be kind to someone that we don't know, someone that we do know. We can schedule a kindness act, take somebody to the John Wayne Airport. You can be really kind to them and take them to LAX.
You gotta be really, really kind.
No, that's too much. but you can do those types of things, or just say hello to someone when you see them.
Right.
Just say hello and smile. It makes all the difference in the world.
It does, and even if I mean, these are all things we know as common sense. But reminding us ourselves. There's another book called The Secret. That is a really good one too. That talks a lot about just knowing, how to behave, just like you're saying.
Yes,
so should be good.
And
wonderful.
Patience,
that's a good one. All the way around.
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Well, good. Well, did I miss anything?
No, I think just stay tuned for this. It's coming. We're going to be rolling it out. We'll be at events too. We'll be at the wellness events for sure.
All right.
We might even have it at some of the others. The Bonanza and maybe Woodstock. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to be kind. So So we'll be out there promoting it, and give us your ideas. We want to know so that we can have fully involve everybody in this. And I'm interested to see the results. I really am. I think that we can make a healthier community as a result of this too.
I like it. Sounds great. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
All right, thanks for being here.
Okay.
And remember, when you are out and about, make sure you look at the glass half full instead of half empty. We'll be right back.
The best workout machine is one that will get you results fast and is one that you'll actually want to do. Introducing the Body Power Step Track, the affordable 2-in-1 alternative that puts you ahead of the curve. With the Curve Crank technology, it's designed to combine cardio and strength training into one machine. Step Track gives you 8 levels of magnetic resistance and is professional designed with high-intensity training workouts that take just 12 minutes a day. So what do you have to lose besides your excuses? Step up and get ahead of the curve.
Welcome back, and it's a pleasure to have on from the Orange County Sheriff's Department, Lieutenant Gene Inoue, and we are going to talk about scams today, as I mentioned a little bit earlier. Welcome, Lieutenant.
Thank you for having me here today.
First, let's acknowledge, the fallen officer, because you have your badge with the black band around it, and I think that's important.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had Deputy Cameron, who was a member of our Stanton Police Services, who had passed away recently after being in a coma for several years.
Yeah.
So,
well, thank you and all of the officers from all the different agencies, for their service, because as we've seen recently, it's can be, unfortunately, quite unpredictable out there.
It definitely is sometimes, yes.
So thank you. Scams, as I said when I was giving the weather, they're ever increasing and they're ever getting more creative, unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
So let's talk about a few of them that have been ongoing. Some of these have been ongoing for quite a while. The IRS one is certainly one that's probably in some form or another has been going on for years. And then the Social Security one is something fairly recent maybe over the last year or two.
Yes, so the IRS scam is usually prevalent more during the tax season, obviously, and it usually comes through emails. And oftentimes what they'll do is they'll try to say that either you owe money to the IRS or we need more information to clear up maybe some discrepancies in your tax return, or they'll say if you want to find out what your tax refund status is, then to contact this number. And obviously the IRS is not going to contact you via email, and usually they're not going to contact you by phone. You'll usually get that letter from the IRS if you have some tax issues.
And they're never going to contact you if you have a refund and call you, hey, you haven't collected your refund yet. I don't think they're ever going to do that.
I haven't had that phone call either yet, right? So yeah, that doesn't happen usually. So usually, obviously, with all scams, they're trying to get personal information from you. So whether it's a bank information, your social security information, anything that personally identifies you as an individual, and they use that information to try to take money out of your accounts, or use your identity to get credits, lines of credits, or any kind of financial gain from using your identity.
Right, and a lot of times on these emails, they can be coming, as you mentioned, the IRS ones. They can look like they're coming from your bank or whatever, because they go and often use the same logos and those kind of things. And you don't ever want to click on those. I got one once that it was from the bank or the credit union or something like that. Well, it turned out to be legitimate, but I didn't click on that. I called them and I go, hey, I got this email. And they go, oh yeah, it looks like your card might have been compromised. So we're going to be sending you out a new card, and it was legitimate.
Yes.
I didn't click on it. I called.
Yes, and you definitely don't want to, if you get an email or a phone call from someone that you didn't prompt the call, you want to make sure that you can go on the back of or go on your statement or look on the back of your card and call that phone number. Don't call the phone number that they provide in an email, or if they call you and say, hey, call this number regarding your bank information.
Yeah, that's very true. A lot of times just calling them is bad because it verifies your phone number, and the scam may simply be that they're using your phone number to make illegitimate phone calls on, or nowadays, you can use the phone number to order things, right? Then it gets onto your bill. So you don't even want to do that.
Yes, and scammers have gotten so sophisticated within the last few years because of technology, where they're even actually able to what we call spoofing phone numbers. So it may be a phone number that pops up on your caller ID, which may be a familiar phone call, or maybe a family member, or it can even be from a police department. And that's where a lot of these Social Security scams and some of the IRS scams, they actually come up saying that it's from the IRS or from the Social Security Administration.
Right. Let me ask you about that. You just about police departments.
Yes.
That is something that has gone on for years and years and years. I mean, I can remember, 30 years ago, you get calls, I'm with the Police Association of Orange County or whatever it is, and we're collecting funds and that sort of thing. Do you folks do that?
We do not do that. Okay. The Sheriff's Department will not actively solicit donations for anything. Usually those phone calls are usually after a major catastrophic maybe disaster in our county. And I've heard of scams where someone will represent the Firefighters Association or the Sheriff's Association, California Sheriff's Association. So no, neither us nor the fire department would reach out to the public and make cold calls seeking donations.
Okay, very good to know.
Yes.
Okay, this other one, the Social Security one, and this is quite scary to folks that are getting Social Security, because the call comes in, and if they answer it, it's basically saying, well, we don't have your correct information. We're going to stop sending out your checks because we don't have this information, right?
Yes. So oftentimes, obviously their main goal is to get that personal information so they can access your bank accounts or anything, like I said, where they can get some type of financial gain. And again, you may get phone calls where, I've gotten phone calls where they say that they're from the Social Security Administration and that your Social Security number is being suspended. Well, the Social Security Administration is not going to suspend your Social Security card number, right? They're not going to call asking for personal information. They already have that personal information, so why would they even need that? And oftentimes they'll say, well, we need to verify who you are. Well, they already know who you are, and they shouldn't be. The biggest thing is don't provide any personal information to a unsolicited or to a phone solicitor or a call that you have not personally called. for information.
Right. And then there's a lot of them, although they may not be necessarily scams, just annoying calls in general, timeshares and things like that.
Yes.
You know, that's why I just don't, unless I know the number, I don't answer it. If it's important, they're going to leave me a message, or more often than not, if people I know, they're going to text me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't get many personal phone calls anymore.
Yes.
That's so like 2000, 2001, right? Who gets calls? All right, let's talk about another one. And, you know, we mentioned the calls, but secure Wi-Fi. This is important because people are often out, they're sitting over at Starbucks or just doing something, and I got to pay this bill or whatever it might be. And, you know, quite often the Wi-Fi is not secured.
That's correct. So even at home, you want to make sure that you secure your Wi-Fi with a very good password.
Don't. Yeah.
Right. So that usually, unfortunately, they'll set up their Wi-Fi system. They're excited to use that new system, and then they fail to reset the password, and they use the default password. Right. So obviously, if you have a home Wi-Fi, definitely change the password, make it, and you may want to change it, you know, every few months to make sure that if someone has it, they can't access your Wi-Fi. Because if they're able to access your Wi-Fi, then they're able to possibly get into your computer system and get personal information from your computer system, which is the same thing with public Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi is open to everybody. There are people out there that will sit in coffee shops just for the sole purpose of getting information from people that are using the public Wi-Fi for paying bills or access or purchasing things through different online stores, and then they're able to get that information and use it to create their crimes. Right, and it's very easy to do. That is to secure your own Wi-Fi. And you know, to give you an example, even I'm sitting at home and sometimes you lose your Wi-Fi signal. You go to look back on, and it says choose a network. Well, I can see my neighbors. Yes, absolutely.
And here you're even in more close proximity. So if somebody had not secured their Wi-Fi or you haven't, they can just choose you. And if anything, they're now using your system. If even all they're doing is just using your system, it's, they don't want to pay for theirs or whatever. Correct. That's bad enough, let alone getting in.
Yes, because if they're using your Wi-Fi to access websites or do things online that is illegal, and it ends up, an criminal investigation occurs, we can actually track that IP address to that Wi-Fi, so it appears that you're the one that is doing those illegal activities.
Yeah. One other thing that I'd like to mention. We have both the Mac Club here and the PC Club, and they can teach you with your phone how to use two-factor authentication, meaning if you're online somewhere and you want to log in and like your bank, sometimes they'll go, we don't recognize this computer. They will send a code to your text, and then you go in that way. This can be set up with your iPhone, your Android phone, for a lot of different reasons, and it's good. It's a little bit more of a hassle, but it will help you, and our different clubs can help people learn how to do that.
Yeah, and that's a great point, absolutely.
Yeah. As far as just in general, if somebody feels that they have been victim of a fraud, what can they do about it?
Well, if they're a victim of a fraud, obviously we want them to call the Sheriff's Department. I've got two phone numbers, 949-770-6011 for South Orange County, or 714-647-7000 for North Orange County. Either phone number will reach our dispatch center, and we can send a deputy out to wherever they are to take that crime report. I think the biggest thing to prevent yourself from being a victim of a scam, and there's so many different scams that are going on today, is just mainly keeping up to date as to what type of scams that are out there. And the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is a great source of information of scams that are currently or that are occurring throughout the United States. And you can go on their website, which is ftc.gov, Gov, and usually what they'll do is they'll post the latest scams that they're encountering with the FTC.
That's good. Yeah.
And with them as well, if you're a victim, you can actually file a report with the FTC, and they'll provide you help on how to get you back on track as a victim.
Right.
So.
And what's good in this community, our security department is headed by Tim Moy. We often give talks about that. And if you feel you are a victim of fraud, and although our security department is not going to help you with that, what they will help you is, you can always get a hold of the security department here and goes, they'll send you to the right direction to the sheriff's department. So they're very good about that. So great to have you on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And this is all fantastic information. And the whole thing is, if you put this down here, if in your gut you feel that something's a little strange, it probably is.
Absolutely.
It's better to be safe than sorry, because if you miss that important phone call, they're going to call you back.
Yes, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't.
It is.
Right.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Nice to meet you, and we'll be right back.
Holiday season is near, and Diane's Hallmark is your one-stop shop for the special people in your life. We have beautiful, unique gifts and decorations, women's clothing, religious items, cards of course, and a wide selection of amazing, fun items you must see to believe. Come see why so many of your neighbors come to Diane's Hallmark for their holiday needs. Diane's Hallmark is close by in Laguna Niguel. Stop in to see our broad selection of year-round and seasonal gifts and cards.
And welcome back. Well, today we have a couple guests from OC Hospice, and I'd like to welcome Addie Lopez and Katie Wynn. They're both nurses with OC Hospice. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Oh, pleasure.
Yes, it's great to have you folks here. So, first of all, tell us a little bit of background about, you can each talk about your background and how you made your way to OC Hospice. You're both nurses, right?
Yes.
And first, Addie, what about you?
Well, I'm a nurse practitioner for OC Hospice. And I first came to OC Hospice through my husband. My husband knows John, one of the owners of the company. And it's nice because all of our nurses know each other, and we get referrals from our community and from amongst each other. So we all kind of know each other. And my husband said, you should give this company a try. They're great. They are very patient-oriented, family-oriented. I think you would really enjoy working for them. So I worked part-time and eventually moved on to full-time because I just love the company so much, and the employees and everybody there and the patients are just awesome to work with.
Katie, what about you?
Well, I came to OC Hospice after I was actually working in a hospital setting.
Okay.
I took care of one of the patients who his wife was a volunteer with OC Hospice. So after he was discharged, she contacted me and said, I think you'll be a good fit with OC Hospice. And so I just came and met with Lynn, and I just fell in love with everybody in the office and thought that was my calling. And since then, I haven't looked back. It's been almost 5 years.
Wow. Yeah, good length of time. Addie, what does basically make OC Hospice different? What is it? What is their goal? A lot of times, people hear hospice and they think, well, is this people going to hospice is their final days? But it's a lot more than that, isn't it?
It is. One of the cool things that people don't realize is that hospice, although we do care for people at their end of life, it doesn't mean it's the end. A lot of our patients at OC Hospice live longer than 6 months, years sometimes, so they really become, even patients who've been with us for even months or whatever, become very close to us as family. So one thing that sets OC Hospice apart from other companies is that we're very family oriented. Patients feel part of our family and we become part of theirs. It's very community oriented. During the month of December, we have a toy drive for the kids in the community. We also visit patients who don't have family who live nearby or don't have family at all during the holidays. So our staff makes a special visit and brings them a gift. And then during Thanksgiving, we bring a special meal to our patients to their home.
So Katie, Is that the goal, to keep people in their homes, or do you folks have a place that they go to?
Well, the patient's choice is the most priority. So most of the time our patients do want to stay in their home.
Okay.
And we honor their wishes. So we do the best that we can. We provide the care in their home.
Okay.
And if it's needed, we could help them move to an appropriate place that are better suited for them. And we'll follow them. We'll take care of them wherever it is that they end up going.
All right. So if they go somewhere else, they're out of their home, they're still under your care?
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And that's, do you have a place of your own that they go to, or is it another, like a hospital or a community place that they will stay at?
We don't have a particular facility, and some hospices in other states have facilities.
Okay.
California hasn't really moved towards that direction yet.
Oh, I didn't realize
but
that.
we do help transferring, we help facilitate the move for the patient. So the patient's going from their home to a facility, or sometimes from a facility to a home. We help smoothen that transition. We help the family with the durable medical equipment, medications. We help facilitate and help it make it a smoother transition for them.
So oftentimes family and patient just know that they are not able to stay in the home. They just don't know where to go. So we work together with our social worker team. So we'll meet with the family, with the patient, and we'll explain what is the next step, whether to go to an assisted living, a skilled facility, boarding care. So we help them with resources and explain to them what is best suited for the patients.
So do you sort of work as their case manager? In other words, you handle all this and make sure that everything goes smoothly, and wherever they are, they get what they need.
Correct. The cool part about our team at OC Hospice is that we work as a team. It literally takes a village to help somebody out.
Right.
So we have a social worker department that provides emotional support. It helps provide resources to the families. You have your medical personnel, your nurse, and your nursing assistant that helps with caring for the patient in their home. So not only do they get the medical aspect, they get a lot of other support groups and spiritual counselor as well.
And you'll work with their own private physician or whatever else?
If the physician agrees to work with us, then we work with their physician. And then we also have our medical director, which also overlooks in case their doctor doesn't want to.
So how does all this get started? Obviously calling your number, but how do you get on board with them, and what do they need? Is this something that is covered by insurance, or how does that work?
Yes, so it is covered by Medicare and most insurances. Somebody would call our number. We have one of our liaisons go and talk to the family and evaluate. And then we can literally admit on the same day. So if somebody says we need help today, then we're available that day.
All right, very good. Now, how long have you been with it? You said 5 years?
Coming up to
Wow.
5 years, yes.
So it must be a great place to be with, and
well, it's
rewarding.
What makes OC Hospice different is, like Addie says, we are a family company. So oftentimes John and Lynn would refer to us that they're extended family members. So the close-knit, the close bond that we have is it holds us together. That's what keeps us going when we have difficult times together. So our management don't not only care about us, they want to make sure that we have, as nurses, have a balance of life and work. So for me, being mentally and physically healthy ensures that I will be my best when I'm around my patient. So I'll tell you a story. I train martial arts. It's a taekwondo at a school in Ladera called Nixa Martial Arts. And last year, our CEO, Lynn Kennedy, she actually came to one of our events. And it was actually her day off. No, it was her birthday, actually.
Wow.
So to go out of your way to support the staff that way, it's amazing. It warms my heart. And so I feel supported. I feel like I belong. And so it encourages me to do my best.
Yeah, that's fantastic. How do you feel the same way?
I feel the same way.
How long have you been with them?
I've been with them for close to 4 years now.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. So both of you quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are definitely committed to what we do. We love what we do, and that shows.
Yeah.
As the minute you step into a home, they can feel the warmth, and they know that we care.
Yeah.
Our families and our patients know that we care. We go above and beyond for our patients and families. That's why we have such great reviews on Yelp. And a lot of our referrals come from Yelp because
Really?
families
Wow.
can't stop raving about us. And
Yeah.
they're just so thankful that they got the care that they needed during such a difficult time.
Well, I thank you both for being here today. And if folks want to find out more information, just go to ochospice.com and they can give you information there. If this is something that maybe you know someone or a family member that you feel could benefit from these ladies, and of course all the staff can help you out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
And we'll be right back.
Happy holidays.
Yes, you too.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Kimber Mood with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. We've seen an increase in phone scams where con artists pretend to be someone they are not, including law enforcement officers. Don't be a victim. Trust your instincts. If a call seems suspicious, it probably is. For example, the Orange County Sheriff's Department will never require payment over the phone. If you receive one of these calls, contact the Orange County Sheriff's Department as soon as possible and visit our website to learn more about scams.
And welcome back. Well, we got a lot of holiday movies to tell you about coming up. First today, Monday, December 23rd at 2 and 6 o'clock, we're going to bring you a double feature. Well, really kind of like the old style. You get a cartoon and then you get the feature. In this case, Mickey's Christmas Carol. This is from 1983. The classic tale, of course, of about Ebenezer Scrooge. In this case, Scrooge McDuck plays the role. And of course, Mickey, Minnie, Donald, Goofy are all in this. And it's really a good feature. I remember seeing this years ago, and it's still popular. And that is about almost a half hour long. But then we're going to play right after that, Buttons, A Christmas Tale. And this stars Dick Van Dyke and Angela Lansbury. And it follows the heartwarming story of a journey of two orphan girls whose only wish is to find a home for Christmas, and they discover that miracles can happen. It also stars Roma Downey, Julia Burrows, and Olivia Clarke. So that will be today. So in total, it's about 2 hours long between those two put together, 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. Excuse me. Now, Christmas Day. We're going to bring you a couple movies, and the first one is also A Christmas Carol. In this case, it's with Jim Carrey, and it's also a Disney movie. It came out in 2009, and we're going to bring that to you at 2 o'clock. So, you know, you get to see A Christmas Carol all over again, done in a different way. It's animated, but if you ever saw the movie The Polar Express that had Tom Hanks in it, and kind of an animated version, that's the same folks that made this movie. So that will be at 2 o'clock. Then at 6 o'clock on Christmas, a movie called Christmas Miracle. And that's about 8 strangers must take refuge in an abandoned church during a storm. They learn how to manage through various dilemmas by working together. So that will be, that's brought to you, it's part of the, remember Thomas Kincaid, it's based on one of his paintings. So that will be on Christmas Day. Then on Monday, December 25th, a real classic holiday affair that stars Robert Mitchum and a 20-year-old Janet Leigh. And I was watching a little bit of this the other day. You gotta love a movie that starts out about a model railroad, and it does, because the Robert Mitchum character, he works in a department store, he's a sales clerk, and I guess in the toy section, and Janet Leigh comes upon him, and she wants to buy this model railroad. It begins and ends with a model railroad, the movie. So you gotta love that. It's centered around a woman whose husband died during World War II and living alone with her son. That's Janet Leigh. And a drifter played by Robert Mitchum, and they meet after a few shakes and bruises along the way on both sides. In the end, they get together and stay together. So good classic movie. Came out in 1949, believe it or not. So that'll be a good one. And yeah, 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock on Friday. So there you go. And you know, if you really like the Christmas Carol movies, they're making another one. I read about just recently. It'll be out next year. And I'm not sure who's in it, but I think because we're showing on Monday the 30th, we're showing Downton Abbey. And I think it's one of those actors. It might be Maggie Smith that's in it. I just started reading some of the stuff about it. So how many times have they remade A Christmas Carol? But this will be another time. And, you know, I love it, all the different versions. Hey, a quick reminder that coming up on New Year's Eve, there's a great performance over at the Performing Arts Center. The Ricky Nelson Sons will be there, and they will be celebrating their dad, Rick Nelson, singing his music, some of their own as well. Tickets are $25, $30, and $45. If you want to go to this, especially the $45 VIP, that's sort of a meet and greet, and I think a cocktail party along with that. Tickets go pretty quick, so I would check into this right now. Call the Recreation Department at 597-4288, or go over to the Performing Arts Center box office. Now, for the rain, do expect rain on and off today. This is supposed to be the heaviest amount of rain for this week. And it's going to be, from what I understand, it might lighten up in the afternoon, then get heavier in the evening, spill over to tomorrow, which is Christmas Eve. Then probably, as it stands right now, Christmas Eve evening over into Christmas morning, you might see a few little, you know, scattered showers out there, but not too much. But then another system comes in late Christmas afternoon into the evening, goes over to Thursday, and then by Friday, all this will be out of here. But all told, we could be looking at a couple inches of rain at least. As I said earlier, when I left this morning, we already had an inch at our house, and the day was just starting. Here we are around Southern California. Cool, this is a cold system for the next several days. Very cold on Christmas, at least for here in Southern California. We're going to be in the 50s, which is unusual. Sometimes we have Christmas in the 80s, right? It's bright and sunny out. Not this time. All right, you have a good day, and have a great Hanukkah and Christmas, and we'll see you back here. Take care. Bye-bye.